let's see how do I react as a parent, as a carer, when my child is being bullied. What do I try to do first of all? Try to be patient and show a good mood for collaboration with a child. Ask your child to give you some basic information so as to understand what is going on and when bullying started. Try to maintain a calm attitude. Avoid impulsive behaviors. Talk to your child. Ask his or her opinion about everything. Try to have a positive way of thinking. Don't be negative. If your child's physical integrity is at risk, only then should you act immediately by contacting the school. Children, in order to reach the state of turning in upon themselves, or at best of reaching out to us and telling us something, need first to feel that someone is listening attentively to what they are experiencing. Second, to be listened to by an adult with empathy, deep understanding, so as to feel that their emotional difficulty is understood. And thirdly, to gradually explore with adult guidance some possible suggestions that could lead to the solution of their problem. How to start a conversation? Here are some useful ideas. So, let's sit down and discuss what is going on so I can figure it out and get things right. You should know that when people work together, they can find solution. Panic is not going to help us. In a little while, if you want, we can sit together and you can tell me what's been bothering you so much. I want to listen to you very carefully. We can say this when we are very occupied at that moment. We have some other things to do urgently, and so we can take some time and refer to our child later on and deal with his problems. You will be surprised to find out that there may be ways you haven't thought of before to improve the situation. Let's think together about what we can do from now on. Be careful. The child feels that no one understands them, so do not interrogate. For example, tell me quickly which brat insulted you first. Do not threaten. That's enough. I'll come to school and give them a lesson. The child will immediately fear that things will get worse and regret telling you about it. It is also not at all certain that a solution will be found with your immediate intervention. Do not reassure. For example, don't worry, we will see that you will see that we will solve the problem, because it is far from certain that we will eventually find the solution we need. Very often, it takes a lot of time. Do not incriminate and use negative descriptions. For example, it's your fault. If you had let him know from the start how much this bothers you, you are coward, indecisive, etc. Do not encourage the children to respond with equally matched aggression to the violent behavior they have experienced. For example, hit him too, hit them too, make fun of them too. Do not judge. You are acting like a baby, and I had experienced similar issues at your age too, but I didn't act like that. A warning for the future. What are you going to do later in life if you can't make them stop now? Do not underestimate the facts. For example, oh God, what nonsense! How stupidly you spend your time. And do not use a rough order. Get over it. Move on. Just ignore them. Also, keep in mind that you don't have to be too intrusive. If you are not sure how children should handle the situation, Be honest with them. Tell them you also need some time to think about it. Ask a specialist for advice if you think so, and do not neglect it. It is very important for your child not to feel neglected, not to feel ignored. Encourage your children to talk to you without forcing them to do so. Therefore, in order to do so, you have to show acceptance, allowing the child to be himself, herself, honesty, in the sense that I am transparent in terms of my thoughts and feelings. I'm not pretending, and the child can feel that. You can say, "You were right to talk to me." Give children time to talk. Don't be in a hurry. Show attention, love. Show that you are an ally. Respect their difficulty to talk about their problem. Praise them for the efforts they make, the efforts they have already made to face their problem. Listen to them with empathy, so as children to know that they can feel me, that my parents can feel me, they can listen to me, they understand me. And this takes time and attention. Listen to them carefully. Try to find out how they think as children and find out how they feel. So how can we do this? There is a very well-known method, and maybe most of you are already familiar with it, called active listening. What is active listening? It is a process in which I am a listener, but I remain active with all my senses, following what the other person, in our case our child, is saying, while getting to understand their feelings. That my whole attention, my body language, my mind is directed to what our child tries to express. Active listening is the skill that best expresses the three health qualities mentioned above, that is empathy, acceptance for the personality of the other person, and honesty. To be honest, to be myself, to be clear, not to try to pretend of being someone else. So in order to find out how children think, we have to encourage them. We can say, "You did very well to talk it to me. Take your time, don't rush." Use simple words and short sentences. We give them space to talk without being intrusive. We respect their difficulty to talk about it. We use paraphrasing and summarizing, because we can better understand what children tell us, because they can feel it when we listen carefully. So we try to repeat what they say by using our own words. This is paraphrasing. Or we try to summarize in a simple way what they have already said, to be sure that we fully understand them. And on the other hand, the child feels that he or she is very carefully listened. We use small repetitions of what the child has said, but without seeming to parrot. And we use small pauses. Sometimes words are not needed. The other person just feels that we listen to him or her with empathy. Meanwhile, we are silent. Some basic skills for effective communication, some more basic skills that we have to keep in mind, is that we can use open questions. For example, we can ask them, "What happened next? How did it happen? How could you tell me a bit more to understand the situation a little better?" We can use closed questions. For example, Does the teacher know what you are going through? We try to have empathy all through our conversation with a child. Give feedback to your child about the expressed emotion by using all the verbal means mentioned above, but also by body language and eye contact, eye expression. We reflect care, concern, and warmth. Use validation. Validate the feeling of having done something correct or incorrect. For example, of course it's understandable for you to feel this way. Absolutely no one has the right to make us feel so bad. All children have the right to feel like themselves, not to be afraid, and to have a good time at school. Violence is unacceptable.
Incorrect approach.
Maria totally ignored me today. She was giving me this mean look and talking quietly with Joanna and Daphne, and they were just giggling at me.
Why didn't you just get up and go talk to them? You have to learn that sometimes you have got to be the one to make the first move, you know?
I hate it when people look down on me. If they're gonna be like that, I will never bother go up and talk to them.
Well, if you don't want to be antisocial and all alone, go and find other friends during the school breaks.
Those girls are the antisocial ones. I'm not antisocial, and you don't know how hard it is to find someone to click with at school.
You're very angry now. Sometime later you will see that things are not as bad as you think.
It is not anger that I feel, and I'm not going to look at things differently. I'm telling you, that's how it is.
Come on now, stop it. I can't believe that all the bad stuff happens to you all the time.
I'm tired of it. Nobody can feel me.
Correct approach.
Maria totally ignored me today. She was giving me this mean look and talking quietly with Joanna and Daphne, and they were just giggling at me.
You feel angry with Joanna and Daphne?
Yes, but I'm not only angry, I'm also sad. I don't want to be friends with them anymore.
You are so sad that you don't want to put any effort to help them see how they make you feel, right?
Yes, that's right. But if I'm not friends with them anymore, then I'll be all alone during the breaks.
I see. But have you thought about whether the way you acted might have added a little bit to the problem?
What do you mean?
I guess what I'm saying is sometimes it helps when we open up and share our feelings with others. It can be a way to work through our problems together.
Mom, I don't care. All this makes me feel terrible. I don't want to be out in the schoolyard during breaks.
Just to make sure that I see what you mean, you are telling me right now that you are so fed up and sad with all this that you don't even want anymore to try to tell them how upset they make you feel. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm sure I don't. I'd rather be all alone.
I'm listening to you carefully, and now I see what you mean. Well, would you like you and me to think together about any possible ways that might improve the situation? Or would you prefer to think a little bit more about it on your own?
Okay, I'll think about it and I'll see.
I'm here for you, and I will be at your side in any case to help you find a solution.
Correct approach.
It's been another horrible day for me today.
You look disappointed.
Yes, quite. I think there is no point to go to school anymore.
Would it be okay for you to tell me what happens that makes you feel so bad?
I just feel that no one wants to be friends with me. That I have no friends.
Their behavior is affecting you so negatively that you are even considering leaving school. Is that right?
Yes, if this keeps happening, I'll definitely leave school.
I see. You sound so disappointed and upset about all this. Would you like to talk with me about this a little more? Could you possibly remember how all this started?
Do you remember when I told you that as soon as I started going to this new school, two boys looked at me and made fun of me? Now these two, together with others, tried to hurt me in any possible way. Yesterday, when I was leaving school, they pushed me down the stairs and pretended that it was an accident. It was so painful. Luckily, I didn't hit my head, but look here.
Let me see. Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt. I'm fine. I just can't stand to go through this anymore.
Do you mean that it has happened before?
Yes, but I didn't want to say anything.
How have you been dealing with this situation all this time?
I didn't say anything to them at first. Talking to them wouldn't change anything. Later on, I decided to ask them not to bother me anymore. I told them to leave me alone.
Well done. It needs courage to do that. And what happened next?
I decided to be the last one leaving school. But they keep doing this outside school too. I just want to disappear. I don't know what to do.
I can imagine how cruel and frightening all this is for you. You have been very brave so far. I can see better what you mean now, and I'll do my best to help you find a solution.
I don't think I can do much anymore.
Remember that where there is a will, there is a way. We can try.
What do you mean?
I'm just thinking if there are any other people at school you can trust and talk about it.
Yes, but if I talk to them, they'll think I'm a coward, a chicken. You know what I mean.
Our friends and teachers are there also in cases we need support, you know. It's okay sometimes to share our thoughts and feelings with them.
Maybe I'll talk to my two friends from class B too, Andrew and Helen. I usually hang out in breaks with them.
What about talking to any of your teachers?
No, because I don't want others to call me coward. I will be embarrassed. Because if any teacher talks to these children, things will get even worse, and they're going to take revenge.
Teachers know that all children often face hard times. There is no shame in going and talking to your teacher about how you feel, about what you are going through. Perhaps together you might find a way to deal with the situation.
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe. It's not a bad idea. I'll think about it.
Good. Give it a shot first to find some allies who can help you handle this. Nobody has the right to make you feel so bad for any reason.
I liked talking with you about it the other day.
See, my boy, while talking about it, we managed to think about some possible solutions. So think about which one suits you best and try it. Please let me know how it goes. I'll be at your side to help in any case. Jacob, how are things going? Has anything changed?
Things are probably getting a little bit better. It was a good idea to ask my friends from the other class to accompany me while I leave school. When I explained to them what exactly was going on, they were very supportive. In any case, it feels good to take this step.
Did you also talk to your teacher, Mr. John?
Not yet. Never mind, we will see. For the time being, things are getting better.
All right, just do what you think fits you better. You need to know that I'm here for you in any case you need to talk or help you in any way I can.
Incorrect approach.
I had a terrible time today.
Why? What has happened again?
There is no point in going to school anymore.
Oh, there you go, jumping to conclusions again. Don't look for an excuse to tell me you are bored with school. Okay, fine. Should I stop going to work too because my boss has been ignoring me lately? You can take control of what happens. Don't let them do whatever they want to you. Don't be a coward. Talk to your teachers. How do they allow these things to happen right before their eyes? That's enough, Jacob. I think it's time for me to come to your school and talk to the teachers, and I will do it in my own way.
All right, Mom. Maybe it's not that serious after all. I didn't expect you to understand. You are not going to do anything, you hear me? Forget about it, and I'll see what I'll do.
So, through the dialogues that were presented, we can see that the parents who do follow the instructions show care, concern, warmth, mirror thoughts and feelings, confirm, in the sense that it is natural to think or feel like that, exculpate, what's happening to you is not your fault, state that violence is unacceptable, explore possible solutions together with their child, and work together with the school community. It is very important for your children to learn that they can work out the skills for becoming able to handle such a difficult situation. The basic steps for solving problems are as follows. Defining the problem. Define what exactly is bothering the child and what he or she wants to fix. Make a list of possible solutions, what we call brainstorming. At this stage, we write down all the ideas that come to our mind, and the more ideas we have, the better it is. Evaluate the pros and cons, the advantages and disadvantages of each possible solution. The aim is to identify the solution with the most advantages and the least disadvantages that suits to the character of your child. Choose the solution you consider most appropriate and draw up a detailed action plan together with the child. Help the child to take action. Apply the solution that is finally suggested by him or her, and then try to be attentive. And after a few days, when this solution is applied, assess the outcome. If the solution has worked, well done. If not, then try to understand what went wrong and repeat the process by choosing another solution. If we want to keep in mind all what has been said about the steps that we can make as parents, as carers, to help our children, it is very easy to keep in mind this small table which describes the three-method solution. It is a very simple to remember solution suggested by Christina Rasidaki, a researcher on issues of bullying and violence concerning children in Greece, and this was suggested in 2012. So the first thing to do is to listen. How do we listen? We listen very attentively. We listen with empathy. We listen by trying to use active listening, as we have already explained. So I listen with all my attention to the problem, to the story described by the child, having all my senses directed to the child by using active listening techniques.
Second,
is resolved. So I help the child by using brainstorming, think of some possible solution to the problem. And we try to focus on the solutions that are best for him or her, that solutions that suit to the characteristics of our child. And the third step is to act. So, in other words, we have we both think that this or this is going to work, probably. So let's try what we have thought. Let's try these solutions suggested and see what happens. It means that I report on what each of us will do in the coming days, and I follow up on the issue. That is to say, so you try to do this at school and see how it goes, and I, as a parent, as a carer, will be attentive and will ask you from time to time to see if it works.